Hey guys, the Lewises are 15 minutes away.
It's a work of art.
Mulch, 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 mulch.
This is amazing.
Awesome.
Welcome to Flip My Florida Yard. Today, our flip crew heads to the quaint town of Winter Park. It's here we absolutely transform a lifeless front yard into a Florida-friendly landscape full of beauty and biodiversity. We get a soil masterclass from local experts.
This soil needs a lot of help.
We have a lot of rocks, nothing green.
We'll look at ways to attract pollinators.
The whole value of having natives in your yard is literally plant them, they will come.
And we build the perfect garden bench.
We can reuse this material and repurpose it into a bench.
All this and more on Flip My Florida Yard. We're knocking on doors.
So excited.
And flipping yards into beautiful Florida-friendly landscapes, and all in 8 hours.
Is this really happening?
Who's ready?
Organized chaos.
Experts show us how to use Florida-friendly landscaping principles.
Putting the right plant in the right place.
Water efficiently.
Very low maintenance.
Fertilize appropriately.
All leading up to a dramatic reveal.
The best surprise of our whole life.
We're here in gorgeous Winter Park, and you know what it's time for? It's time to flip a yard. You guys ready? All right, you ready to do this? All right. Let's go get the Lewis family.
We are
The Lewis family. Good morning.
Come on out here.
It was beyond my wildest dreams when we found this house in this neighborhood because I am in love with the gardens. Each one is different and unique. And of course, the one house we found has absolutely nothing but gravel in front and gravel everywhere.
So much gravel.
So much gravel.
Our yard is lifeless.
Brian spends half of our Saturdays weeding our gravel. I am very excited to see a landscape come to life in front of my home that works with our environment. And it's beautiful in the way that Florida is beautiful.
Well, before you guys take off, I want to introduce you to your flip crew. Meet your flip crew. You guys have a great day planned. Before we start anything, we got to get you out of here. Follow me, let's go. You guys have a good time. Bye-bye. Nick, remember, you're in charge, buddy. Let's go have some fun.
Okay guys, the Lewises just left. You know what that means? We have 8 hours to flip this Florida yard. You guys ready? Yeah! And go, 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 go. Here we go.
With the Lewis family on their way, it's time for the front yard flip to get underway. And fast. We have just 8 hours to transform this lifeless, gray neighborhood eyesore into a Florida-friendly oasis. The gravel that covered the front yard was removed so that today we could start with a clean slate and hopefully finish by 4 o'clock. One of the first things we're doing here is we're installing this, what's called a bamboo barrier. This is going to prevent these lady palms from growing further than they're already growing. This is their neighbor's yard, and you can see these roots literally grow sideways, and they'll pop up shoots, and this lady palms will just expand sideways. This barrier will prevent that. For over 200 plants to make sense in a small yard, you need a landscape designer with a big plan. One like Teresa Watkins. Her design is what will lead us through the day and implement an important Florida-friendly landscape principle. Right plant, right place. We're doing it.
We're doing it. I'm so excited. It is looking so good. I am so thrilled.
Good mix. Give me a sense of some of the plant choices here.
We've got a good blend
Yeah.
of natives and non-natives for color all year round. In the front here, we have a lot of herbs and a lot of perennials that are ground covers. And then up front, where it's a little bit more formal for the neighborhood, we have roses, plumbago, and the kuntis to be the centurions of the garden here, and then blueberries as a hedge.
Nice.
Great hedge.
Nice.
We have beautiful pavers. That's really going to add a sense of aesthetic to the property and a nice way to walk into the garden. We're giving them a place to sit and enjoy the shade. I know Bonnie's always had a dream of having a home with a white picket fence, and this is perfect for this landscape. It's going to divide the property so that they can have a kind of sense of closeness and intimacy, but also privacy.
For Extension Agent Brooke Moffis, Teresa's design is a step in the right direction when it comes to a Florida-friendly landscape.
When I saw Teresa's design, I thought, wow, because it's so different from anything else here in Winter Park. And it's got a lot of butterfly plants, which you don't expect to see in this historic area, and I just loved the diversity of it.
Clock is ticking, it's 10:30, and we got a lot of flip ahead of us.
We do.
We're in Winter Park, and the flip on the Lewis family's front yard is well underway. We are exchanging what was a completely gravel yard for an environmentally friendly oasis. Back on the family's front yard, it's all hands on deck to get this flip done on time. And landscape designer Teresa Watkins is feeling the heat.
I have never flipped a yard in 8 hours, and I hope everyone's going to talk to me after this is all over.
Plants are the main star of this landscape, including in the family's new rain garden.
We're going to give them a rain garden, which we're going to have coming right off the gutter. And so we're putting in plants that can handle lots of water, but then also go through the dryness of the springtime that we have here in Florida.
But for a plant to grow, it has to be in the right soil. And local extension agent Brooke Moffis knows that better than anyone. So for those who don't know what an extension agent is, what is that?
It's actually a way to get University of Florida research out to the public.
And people can contact you guys, and obviously this can kind of start that Florida-friendly journey for somebody.
We can point you in the right direction for plants, that are appropriate for your yard. And our number one principle is right plant, right place.
And this is a yard flip, but it's really been a soil flip.
Absolutely. So this yard was all just like a fill soil with gravel, and you can actually see it right here. And this is just not healthy for growing plants. It doesn't offer any nutrition. It doesn't hold water.
2 days ago, our flip crew tilled in organic compost to help provide the needed nutrients to support the over 200 plants we'd be installing today.
We need to breathe some life into it, liven it up, get some really nice healthy soil like this that has lots of microbes in it, lots of nutrients, and you can actually feel the difference in the moisture. I can actually clump that a little bit. So it holds a whole heck of a lot more moisture than this concrete fill soil, and that's going to greatly help your plant health.
Well, let's talk about this compost. I mean, is this a natural, organic way to bring nutrients into your soil?
Oh, absolutely. So compost is just living things that were once living things that have degraded over time. If you can get a really nice, healthy compost, you have gardener's gold. One of the big things is that it really helps the soil hold more water. And this is going to decrease the amount of time that you need to irrigate and the amount of water that we're using in our landscapes, which can be huge. 50% of our public water use goes to irrigation. So that's a way that we can really cut back on the amount of water that we're using in our Florida environments. One of the other things is there are, some nutrients that are released. It kind of acts sometimes as a very slow release fertilizer.
Yeah.
And then you have some good microbes in the soil as well that can really help with soil health.
So Brooke, how does somebody get their soil tested?
Okay, so the first thing they need to do is contact their UF-IFAS Extension local county office.
Okay.
And their county office can supply them with a soil test kit.
And what comes back to the homeowner?
So you're going to actually get a report. It's going to tell you how much magnesium, how much calcium, do you need to add lime, or are there other considerations that you need to think about? And so once you get that report back, again, contact your local county extension office and we can help interpret those results for you.
Soil is incredible. If you take a small handful of soil from anywhere, you will have probably a few million microorganisms in there.
Rao Malavarapu runs the soil testing lab at the University of Florida. He'll share why our soil is so important for growing a healthy landscape.
Soil basically is made out of sand, silt, and clay, which are basically the same material of different sizes. And then we have on top of that all the organic matter that has accumulated, like the leaf fall that decomposes over time and turns into organic matter. All that becomes biologically active and starts supporting the plants and all the life around. That's what produces the nutrients. That's what is available to the plants for them to grow well.
Getting a soil test is easy to do, and it provides homeowners with information for planting the right plant in the right place.
If you send a sample into the lab, first thing they will look for is the pH. Plants naturally like a certain pH range for them to grow well. All of the procedures finally tell you phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, manganese, and copper. Then we will try to compile that and then understand what those levels exactly mean for that soil type and for the plants that type of plants that you're trying to grow. So all that information is put together. It prints out the report and it goes into our database. So our database can generate the correct recommendation and for that particular soil and you get the report back in about 2 to 3 working days. Soil test is considered the #1 best management practice in order to just protect the environment, protect their yard, do the best stewardship towards our environment and the landscape.
We're in Winter Park, and the Lewis family's front yard is in the middle of a Florida-friendly landscape flip. Plenty of plants, mulch, and hardscape, like these porcelain pavers, will create a low-maintenance lawn with a big environmental impact.
I want to be one of those houses that has the kind of garden that inspires people and just makes them happy when they wander by.
When designing this landscape, I wanted to be able to have them walk through the yard and have it be a sort of formal garden, maybe like a botanical garden that has cement walkways in it. These are beautiful 2x2s, and it's going to bring so many aesthetics and art to the landscape. In itself, this pathway is going to be art.
Okay, so while we're flipping the Lewis family's front yard, they are at Lake Louisa State Park having a grand old time. When it comes to exploring this state park, horseback riding is a great way to do it. Opened in 1977 to the public, this 4,000-acre sanctuary is home to native Florida wildlife, landscapes, and waterways. For the crew, the only water they're worried about right now is the new irrigation system going into this flip, and it's one anyone can install. Joe?
Hey, Chad.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I tell you what, irrigation's looking really good. I see it all throughout the yard here.
Yes.
Tubing all over the place here. And I'm really excited about this system because it is DIY.
That's our micro sprinkler kit, and that's the bones of what we have laid out here. So this is all considered low volume micro irrigation.
Look at this.
Most efficient way to water plants.
Sprinkler system in a box.
In a box.
Look at these nice big pictures here for you. I mean, this is really the system right here. You have your main line.
Yes, that's the beauty part of it here. This little purple device is a 10-gallon-an-hour flow controller.
Okay.
So it reduces every micro sprinkler down to 10 gallons an hour.
Very water efficient.
Yes.
So you come off your main tube here and then you just stick this near the plant.
Right, exactly.
And you've got different colors here for the tops. What are those?
Yes, those are our different micro sprays according to the color. This one would do a full circle spray. The blue does a 90-degree, which is great on the corner, like a deck here.
Well, wait a minute. I want to make sure people realize this just hooks up to your water faucet.
Yeah, just
on the outside
literally
of the house.
hooks up to your water faucet. And I forgot to mention, you can put a splitter so that you can take our system off one side and the other system still have your garden hose so it doesn't tie up the entire faucet. There's a further control on the micro sprinkler here. So you can actually cut the supply of water off to a particular plant if it requires less than the other plants that are adjacent to it.
Lots of control. That's what I love about this system.
Yes.
You know, we're using a lot of native, a lot of Florida-friendly plants in this flip.
Right.
These plants are slowly going to use less and less water as they grow, correct?
You would need more water when you're trying to establish the bed naturally. Once the roots are in place and the bed is established, you can back off your time on your timer.
With just hours until the family comes home, the crew is still laying out and planting a wide variety of drought-tolerant plants that are best suited for this Central Florida climate.
My landscape design has about 50-50 native and non-native. We have a little over 200 plants, and we have a lot of the natives that are going to be beautiful all year round and attract the wildlife. But then the other half is going to provide color year round.
In the yard are Florida natives. So we asked Kirsten Sharp-Ortega from the Florida Association of Native Nurseries to show us a few of her favorite plants that are going in today. What's the value of having natives in your yard?
So the whole value of having natives in your yard is literally plant them, they will come. As soon as you put a native in your garden, you are going to get insects. You're going to get the birds. You're going to get the butterflies. So insects are really important. Without insects, we will have no food. We will have no pollination between our crops and between flowers. We will also have no air to breathe because they all work together to create our ecosystem. And this is called button sage or Lantana involucrata.
Okay.
It is an incredible pollinator plant. I have counted at least 17 different species of insects using this in one time.
Wow.
It is evergreen. It has pink flowers and purple berries. So not only are you feeding the insect, you're also feeding the birds in the wintertime. This one is a sage, and this is tropical sage or Salvia coccinea.
Okay.
Now this one for me, if anybody comes to me and says, what is a plant that I can attract hummingbirds and butterflies and bumblebees to their garden, and I will tell them to put this in. This is blue porterweed. This is very important for our smaller ones, like the sulfurs, the skippers, and all the small little tiny butterflies. Another fun, funky fact about this little baby is those flowers taste like mushrooms.
What? You know I want to try one. I'm going to get 2 there.
Okay, you don't really need 2, but 1.
They're very small.
Yep.
Look at that. I mean, that's like...
So go on.
That tastes exactly like a mushroom.
Cool, isn't it?
And they're not poisonous, right?
And they're not poisonous, and they are,
We're in Winter Park, flipping the Lewis family's front yard. And what was once a dead gravel landscape has quickly turned into a colorful yard full of life. Okay, hey, let's get a look-see at the Lewis's front yard. Almost all the plants are in. We have the irrigation running all throughout. We are halfway through with our pavered landing area here. This is gonna be a really major design feature of the landscape here. We put this fence in for them. Oh man, it's coming along. While the crew rushes to finish the flip, I work on one last detail that may be the best surprise of all. You know, one of the things the Lewises wanted was a place to sit and enjoy their Florida-friendly landscape. We asked Grant to come up with a bench design. Grant, I love this design. Tell me how you built this.
Well, I went out and I sourced some reclaimed barnwood material for the seat and the backsplash here. And then I found some pine that was going to be discarded and thrown away, so we can reuse this material and repurpose it into a bench to give us some more life out of it.
Well, man, it's solid and sturdy. I love it. I tell you what, though, man, it needs a pop. It needs some color. They love Florida. We're doing a Florida-friendly landscape. I don't know what you can do, but you got 30 minutes to do it.
30 minutes? All right, I'll see what I can do.
While Grant ponders how to bring some pop to our bench, the crew rushes to install the large porcelain pavers.
They're 3/4-inch thick porcelain tiles. What's interesting about them is they're very resilient. They're made out of only natural products, which means they're not going to be any fading under the Florida sunlight, no scratching on any patio furniture or anything like that. They're very low maintenance, very easy to maintain.
Hey guys, the Lewises are 15 minutes away. We still have all these bags of mulch. I need everybody on this mulch. Mulch, 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 mulch.
You know, this yard is going to get so much walking traffic. One of the things we wanted to do is let people know what these plants were. So we made these yard plant signs so people, when they walk by, they know that this is a Kunti. So I'm going to put these in the yard, and then after we do that, this yard is officially flipped.
I cannot wait till Bonnie and Brian and Nicholas drive up. They are going to scream.
Good job, dude. All right, they're going to be here in 5 minutes.
It's going to be their idea of a perfect garden.
All right, can you guys see anything? Follow me. Let's go. Nice and easy.
Oh.
Another 2 miles and we'll be there. We had an incredible day in your front yard, and we are so excited to reveal what we think is just an incredible Florida-friendly landscape. Are you guys ready?
We are ready.
1, 2, 3. Remove your glasses.
Oh wow. Look at the bench.
That's amazing with Florida.
Before, this gravel yard had no color, no plants, and no life. Now, their new front yard is full of native and Florida-friendly plants. A rain garden, a new fence, a water-efficient irrigation system, a large paver stone walkway, some yard art pieces, and of course, the Florida bench. More importantly, their new yard will serve as a visible example for neighbors of the endless possibilities of a Florida-friendly landscape.
We had no idea.
Oh, it's
This
so
is awesome.
beautiful.
This is so awesome.
Is it everything you thought it would be?
It's so far beyond.
Nothing we thought it would be. It's amazing.
It's a work of art.
And it was a team effort like nothing I had ever seen. I want to give it up to the men and women who made this happen. You guys, thank you so much.
It's gone from being completely gray, and the first thing I saw were bursts of colors everywhere I laid my eyes.
I like the bench the most.
I absolutely love the pavers. There's just this beautiful symmetry in the middle of all these shapes bursting up around it.
I think the neighbors are now going to look at our yard in a whole different way.
That was our goal. They're artsy folks, and they wanted to incorporate art into their garden, and their garden is a piece of art.
Thank you for flipping our Florida yard.
Bonnie and Brian's flip was extreme. From rocks and concrete to a yard full of color and destined to attract all kinds of wildlife and pollinators. Their yard will also serve as a testament to the many environmental benefits of having a Florida-friendly landscape. Well, that's our show. Remember, everybody doing a little, well, that's a whole lot.
We love our Florida flipped yard. Everything is blooming and it's just beautiful.
And I see butterflies in the flowers, lots of bees. It's been really beautiful.
Thank you again, Flip My Florida Yard.
Thank you.